What's up guys, it's me, Noel Obama. Welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Explained. So today's episode is going to be a little different since this series episodes are most of the time based off 100% proven facts or something that is previously stated, but this episode will mainly be focusing around some speculation. So as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I'm going to be doing my best to explain why/how Roxas can dual wield in Kingdom Hearts 3, as in his replica body, there's only one heart inside him, that being his own. So by the rule stated by Nomura, he shouldn't be able to dual wield. So let's just get into it. I have seen this question on Discord, Reddit, and other forums, and I have seen different kinds of answers for this question, but I feel like there are only two actual answers to this question. So with these particular answers, it's one or the other, although in a strange way it could be both. But anyway, let me share these possible answers. So the first thing is that Roxas simply has a unique heart that is made up of two people, that being Sora and Ventus. Therefore, because his heart is made up one half of a Keyblade wielder and the other half of a Keyblade wielder, he can use two Keyblades at the same time. What I mean is that we know that nobodies can regrow hearts over time, and typically when a nobody is destroyed along with the heartless and the original is brought back, the heart of the nobody will in a sense merge with the original, allowing the memory spent as a nobody to be recalled by the original. Now, when it comes to Roxas, like I said, it's possible that his heart is comprised of both Sora's heart and Ventus's heart, meaning that because essentially his heart can hold two Keyblades, because one half of his heart is Sora, a Keyblade wielder, and the other half is Ventus, another Keyblade wielder. This is supported by the fact that when Roxas merged back with Sora, Sora's heart didn't outright absorb Roxas, but rather Roxas's heart was simply occupying the space inside of Sora, like Xion and Ventus. So this is also supported by the fact that Sora couldn't recall a single moment as his time as a nobody. Yeah, I know in Dreamed Up Distance, Sora was able to see and feel Roxas's past, but that was only because Roxas personally approached him in his heart and shared with him what he felt. This would definitely help explain why Roxas was able to dual wield his Oathkeeper and Oblivion Keyblade, considering that the only heart inside of his body, like I said, is his own. Xion's heart was already back in her own body, Sora's heart is in his own body, and Ventus's heart had already gone back to his body thanks to Sora. Now, granted, it does sound far-fetched, especially when you consider that when it comes to Keyblades, it's one Keyblade per heart, and even if you own two Keyblades, you can only use one at a time. Now, this would only count for Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 3, as it was stated before that the reason Roxas could dual wield before was because Ventus's heart was inside of him, so he could use Ventus's Keyblade, and as Sora's nobody, he could also use Sora's Keyblade, but that was only after Xion died and Roxas awakened his full power. That is probably the only thing I could think of that would disprove this possibility, but that itself can simply be written off as Roxas's heart didn't fully grow into its own being at the time. The other possibility, and to me personally, the one that I think is the most likely, is that Roxas has permanently gained and mastered the ability to dual wield because of how often he used it. As we all know, the ability to dual wield stems from an ability known as Sync Blade, which allows the user to summon two Keyblades simultaneously. We also know to get the ability, one has to have two Keyblade wielding hearts inside of them or have something similar happen to them in Roxas's case. Sora got his ability from being a Keyblade wielder himself and having Ventus's heart inside of him. And of course, as I said earlier, Roxas, being Sora's nobody, could use his Keyblade, and since Ven's heart was inside of Roxas since his birth, he could use Ventus's Keyblade. And it wasn't like using two Keyblades at once was just a one-time fluke or something like that after he gained his own body. When the other Guardians use their Keyblades to close Kingdom Hearts, Roxas summons both Keyblades. So I think the best way to put it is that Roxas found a way to use Sync Blade to transform his one Kingdom Key into two Keyblades, Oathkeeper and Oblivion. Some evidence comes from Kingdom Hearts 2 during his fight with Axel. Roxas dual wields, but right after that, when he confronts Diz, we can see him go back to wielding the Kingdom Key. However, after this, when he challenged Sora to a fight, he uses both Oblivion and Oathkeeper. When we see him again in Dreamed Up Distance and Sora reveals his connections, Roxas is seen wielding his Kingdom Key again, But in Kingdom Hearts 3, Roxas goes back to dual wielding. And we have seen similar things like this happen before. Sora has been shown to transform his one Keyblade into 2 guns. We see Axel transform his Keyblade into 2 chakrams. We have seen Xion in her final boss form transform her one Keyblade into 2 Keyblade-like weapons. And in Sora's ultimate form, he transforms his one Keyblade into several swords. Now I know what some of you may be thinking, that's just a Keyblade transformation. It's a little different because those people that I previously stated are transforming their one Keyblade into 2 different kinds of weapons. Maybe, but we also see our character in Union Cross dual wield in a sense. When using moves like Dual Arcanum, which come from the Roxas medal, we see our character not transform their Keyblade, but simply summon an extra blade of light or darkness to the other hand. So it's like our player is as close to dual wielding as possible, without having the extra heart necessary to help give us that second blade shape. So for Roxas, I believe he is in a state where he can use either his Kingdom Key or transform his Kingdom Key into Oblivion and Oathkeeper, and only does it when he feels like it's necessary. Like I said at the start of the video, Roxas could be able to dual wield because of a mixture of both reasons I previously stated, as it could be because his being is comprised of 2 people and he figured out how to use the Sync Blade ability properly. Now, of course, the question also arises on whether or not Sora can dual wield. He may or may not still be able to dual wield. If the reason for Roxas being able to dual wield is because of the first explanation, then Sora can never dual wield again due to Ventus's heart returning back to his original body. But if it's due to the second explanation, then it may be possible Sora just have to learn how to tap into the Sync Blade ability on his own without the aid of drive forms or anything like that. But with that being said, guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope this video really clears the air when it comes to Roxas dual wielding Kingdom Hearts 3 and just getting some of those confusing elements in there. And this is something I hope to do a lot more in the future, in the near future. So if there's any aspect since Kingdom Hearts 3 or maybe anything before that that wasn't properly explained that you want me to try and do my best to try and make sense of it, please let me know in the comment section below. I will gladly take on any challenge. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitter and my Twitch and my Discord in the description below. This has been Noir Lil Bomber, and I'm out.